Yes, sir. I'm the only
Yes, ma'am. It's 1-on-1. Okay, yes,
one.
ma'am.
Because I watched some of your videos and I seen with other people. So
Okay, yes, ma'am. All right, and we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast. We have a great guest with us this afternoon, one who we are very humbled and honored to have before us. Sister Kimberly watched me and my siblings all grow up in Chicago, and her family is very beloved by my family and by many people. First of all, assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Walaikum salam.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, blessed. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Sister Kimberly, what the first question we always want to ask is, when did you first hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Well, honest brother, as a young girl, my mom, she came into the ranks, but she came in under war of theme. So my belief was always Islam, but I can honestly say the first time was my Uncle Thiron. My Uncle Thiron really helped me to understand the value of Islam and the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So I have to say that my Uncle Thiron introduced, and as I grew older, I wasn't living a life as a Muslim. However, my belief was always the same. And understanding in my life journey, I knew that I wasn't living the way that I should be living. It was always in my heart and in my gut. And I knew I needed a change. And in that change, I was praying and asking Allah to please, Allah, give me a sign. What direction should I go? What should I do? I don't know. And it was the death of my cousin Anthony who led me. My mother told me to go to Chicago, find Uncle Benny. At this time, I didn't see my uncle for a while because you growing up, you doing your own thing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
When I was going to Robert Morris at the time, and I went to my Uncle Benny's house, and I waited on the porch, and he was so happy to see me, and he just took me to the mosque, and I was like, oh my God, into the final call building, yes. And he got a call that he had to get to the movie theater. So we went to the movie theater, and he said, go on in, Kim, go. I said, Uncle Benny, I don't have any money. He's like, girl, go on in there. I was like, yes, sir, yes, sir. So I go in, I sit down. Then he leaned over to me, said, you know who that is? I said, is that Farrakhan? Now, mind you, as a teenager, rewind a little back, I used to babysit for my uncle and watch the children. And so I knew I knew of Farrakhan. I knew he was travel with him because I stayed with Aunt Diane to help her with the children while he was traveling. So
Yes,
I've seen him on Donahue, but that's all. So I'm just leading somewhere.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I said that's Farrakhan, he said, that's right. So when we were leaving out, the minister was getting in the van, and Uncle Benny said, Brother Minister, I want you to meet my niece from Joliet. Mr. turned around, gave me the greetings. Now, he know I knew the greetings, but he is the man of God.
Yes, ma'am.
I returned the greetings, and they got him in the van. And my uncle said, Kim, wait, I'm going to get the car. Hold on. Another brother and him went to go get the car. So I'm standing on the curb, Brother Joshua.
Yes, ma'am.
And I said, Allah, I cried. I said, thank you. I said, that's who I got to follow. Mind you, I have not heard him speak yet. I haven't heard him speak. I just heard him on Donahue. But when I looked at that man, I said, that's who I got to follow. And brother, I ain't looked back yet.
Praise be to Allah.
Yes. So my Uncle Benny is the one that Allah used him to bring me into the ranks, because it was after when I went to the mosque, I came back to Chicago. I stayed with my Uncle Benny, Aunt Diane, and they took me to the mosque, and I knew I accepted. That was it. That was a done deal. So that was it. So the rest is history, you know. So I thank Allah for both of my uncles. But my Uncle Benny was the one who really nurtured me and really truly protected me. I can say he's really been the only father that's been in my life, I can honestly say, you know. But after that, he trust me, brother. Any brother that was thought to look at me, he was like, okay.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You know Uncle Benny.
Yes, ma'am. Of course, and we want to make sure we clear who that is to the public who may not know. But I want to go back to the first name you said. So you said your Uncle Theron, who was the first Supreme Captain under the rebuilding of the Nation of Islam, was there in your life, and then your uncle who brought you in is, of course, the legendary Brother Benny Mati, affectionately known to some as Brother Benny Mo.
Yes.
Out of Chicago. Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah.
Yes, ma'am. And Sister Amina Hawk sends a greetings. Sister Latasha Muhammad sends a greetings to everyone. Walaikum salam, and thank you all for continuing to watch the People's Podcast. My next question is, when you came in Chicago, what was the climate like back then? Amongst the sisterhood, like how was it?
Brother, I'm gonna be honest, because if you know my family, you know we speak straight words.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm not going to sugarcoat. It was very difficult. Some, I can say, the sister that really to this day that I love dearly, Sister Aisha, former MGT captain.
Yes, ma'am.
She was the first sister that really embraced me and showed me so much love, and just she was very she was a sister.
Yes,
but it's difficult because a lot of us coming in, brother, you know, we're sick, we're seeking medical attention.
Yes, ma'am.
So you in the hospital, it's sick people.
Yes, ma'am.
Coughing all on each other, you know, screaming in pain. So, but I know that now, but before I didn't understand that at first. But it was difficult, brother. It was a journey. It was hard, but I thank Allah because I knew why I was there. And I put my eyes on the prize. And through all the trials, I say, ain't nobody shaking this. I'm not going anywhere. So, I thank Allah for that, but it was difficult, and it was good.
Okay, beautiful. Yes, ma'am. And Sister Kimberly, what advice would you give to the younger sisters coming up after you who may be having a tough time on how to persevere and when it's a tough time?
I would give them, know your truth and also know why you're here. Why the Honorable Minister Farrakhan said, know your why. See, when we're honest with ourselves and we know why, see, brother, I knew why. If it's for a man, if it's for attention,
yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Seeking to be better, if it's seeking to do the will of God, you're going to be fine. But know your why and stand and set that foundation. You have to set that and that foundation is true. My Uncle Benny will always say to me, Allah, Allah, this is what he will always do to me. So I didn't understand it. What he always say that to us. Yes, sir, Uncle Ben. But I understand. I understand. Allah is first. So sisters, know why you're here. You're going to be faced with trials. You're going to be faced with sisters that may be nasty, that may not, and they may not mean it because they're still growing too. But you have to know why you're here, and you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest, and communication is key. Sister, why, or asking questions. Why is this happening? Why did you do this? Why? Ask questions. Why are you afraid? I had to learn that. because I wouldn't say anything. I just let it ride. Can't do that anymore.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. And I want to thank you for your honesty and your transparency. Sister named Sister Rhonda says she sends a greetings and she loves you. Your daughter, Sister Amita, says she loves you. Sister Amita says that's right. Sister Honest Dripping is putting a power fist up. My sister Naima sends the greetings. And thank you, Sister Rhonda, for saying, admiring the show. Okay, my next question for you is, we often talk about, you talked about how you met the Most Honorable Minister Farrakhan, and how divine that was by the grace of God. What about Mother Farrakhan? How was it being around her in the early days?
Oh, brother. Let me tell you how Allah works. I never had the opportunity until last year to meet our beautiful mother.
Yes, ma'am.
And the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, that's when they came to St. Louis for Brother Akbar's celebration.
Yes, ma'am.
And my cousin Margaret came to visit me.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
to the dinner, I had to hold post serve. So she came with me and we were talking and we said, let's go to the hotel where the minister is. And she wanted to see. I said, Margaret, we was at the dinner. I said, oh, look at mother. She's so beautiful. I said, I would give anything just to, because I never just had the chance to just meet her. And I said, I would love to meet her. I said, wow. But we left. And then we went to the hotel. We're outside. They bring the minister down. And I'm just standing up there. I'm like, oh my God, the man of God I'm just, some people say, girl, you tripping. No, I know. We say we waiting on Jesus. Okay. I ain't waiting no more.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm not waiting anymore because
Yes,
I was dead, blind, deaf, and dumb. Please. So anyway,
yes, ma'am.
I seen mother and she seen Margaret. Margaret went over there and was speaking to her. And then Margaret said, Kim, come. I said, oh my God. So I seen her and Margaret introduced us. And I said, oh, mother, I said, such an honor. I said, I've been wanting to meet you forever. She said, forever and never and never. I said, yes, ma'am. I said, I love you. You're so beautiful. She said, I love you too, sweetie. So that moment was beautiful. Everything happens on time.
Yes, ma'am.
On time. I've been in the ranks, I believe, about 27 years. Yes. And that was my first time where I was able to see my beautiful mother and look in her beautiful face close up. So I thank Allah for that moment. She's so, I love, but I did get a chance to talk to her on the phone one time. And that was a blessing, but that was my first time meeting her face to face. And I thank Allah for that.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. Now, a lot of people who live in St. Louis are very familiar, but people around the country want to make sure we highlight that you have been an educator and you have your own school. What is the name of your school, ma'am?
Muhammad Educational Center.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, ma'am. And during the pandemic, is it going to be like virtual, or can people still come to your school? How does it work now?
Yes, we've been doing it virtually. I have students in Texas, Chicago. So yes, so I'm and my students here in St. Louis. So we've been doing it virtual. It was a trial. It's still we're getting the hang of it, and the parents are so awesome. They're patient. We're taking this journey together, and I always thank the parents for their trust and their patience, because it takes patience, and it takes love. And I thank Allah for allowing me to teach. I didn't want to do it before. I didn't think that I was smart enough. I didn't do well in school. I had all of those little, but my ex, he was like, no, you got to homeschool the children. We can't send them to the enemy school. I was like, he said, yes, you can. Yes, you can. I had to re-educate myself. And through the teachings, I tell my students, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
As the minister said, the question is, are you willing to do it? Don't say you can't. but are you willing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. And I want to make sure that I give a special shout out to Sister Margaret, who your cousin, who I've interviewed as well, because I'm an actor and she put me in my first play. So the Wiz, so I always have nothing but love for Margaret as well. Your daughter, Sister Mita, said, don't forget you Illinois' mom. Brother Khalid Shakur is clapping for you. Sister Salima says, praise be to Allah. I love you, mommy. And speaking of Sister Salima, I saw Sister Salima drilling in St. Louis with the Vanguard on stage, and your other daughter, Sister Khalida.
Khalida.
Yes, ma'am. And I saw them drilling, and I said, "Oh, look at this Brother Benny's nieces. Praise be to Allah." Did you ever drill, or did they get that love on their own?
Brother, I drill my children. No, no, praise be to Allah. I taught my children how to drill with the little bit that I learned. And believe it or not, guess who taught Sister Kimberly? Margaret. Yes, when I came in, I was like, Margaret, I was like, we were in class and we had, so she showed me the salutes. She showed me the basics. And then
yes,
Sister Danielle, in Milwaukee, I think she's
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, she taught me, and she taught me a lesson because I was smiling. She like, she got up in my face, but I was like, oh. So she taught me. So the little bit that I learned, brother, I taught my children as well as the students in my school. And I also we did a Black Pride parade in Joliet.
Yes, ma'am.
Some young sisters, they was like, I want to drill. I had a sisterhood out there.
Praise be to Allah.
Have little young sisters, bring them to Chicago to the mosque and do little things just to give them something to do. So they drilled in the Black Pride parade, and it was awesome. It was beautiful. So it was that's one part of me that's my students see that Sister Kim don't play when it comes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, you have watched me and my siblings grow up since we used to live in Chicago, and this is the most I talk to you because you always have such a serious face. I used to be like, nah, nobody's talking to Sister Kim, Sister Kimberly.
Oh man,
it's very serious. I mean, and plus, she was Brother Benny's niece, so you know what I'm saying. So we didn't, there was no talking over there.
Yes, sir.
My next question for you is, what has been your greatest trial in your tenure in the nation, and how have you overcome that trial?
Oh, brother. As I said before, I'm still going through it. And I think it's us as a people. Mm. And I think it's even in my family. And I think that's part of life that I have accepted. So it's us sometimes, like I said, I'm not a personality worshiper. I don't kiss behind. I'm just not that type of person.
Yes, ma'am.
And I have to speak my truth. But I'm trying to learn the proper way of doing so. And because everything has to be balanced.
Yes, ma'am.
So I can say dealing with the people, dealing with my family has been my trouble because I've always tried to please everyone. I don't like to disappoint. But I'm learning that I just can't do it. I can't please everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's hurtful, it's hard, but I can't do it. So I can honestly say, and that's why, brother, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, our little selves and the little things that we deal with.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It takes a special person to deal because it's hard for me. And to see this beautiful man deal with us with so much love,
yes, ma'am,
kindness, and strength, brother, I pray if I can be 1/4 of like him.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Real. I'm not even saying 1/2 because I if 1/4 of me can be like that man.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I think I might make it.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. What has been your greatest joy in your tenure in the Nation of Islam?
Brother, my children, being a grandmother, being an educator, my students, I love teaching. Brother, you just don't know the joy. Something that I was so afraid to do at first has brought me so much joy. I didn't realize. My sister Vanetta told me one time when I told her about me taking on the journey to homeschool and other students, because I didn't advertise for this. I just was teaching my daughter Hamida, and people start asking me to home. I did not advertise. This is something that I did not ask for. Allah put this in my lap.
Yes, ma'am.
Sister told me, she said, Kim, you always was around children. Children, you daycares, preschool, you always. So she's like, and I was like, yeah, but the joy of doing this and to see when before this pandemic happened and when the children run to school and hug me and don't want to leave school. What
Yes, ma'am.
don't want to leave school? These children ate dinner at my home. Um, I can't get rid of them. I'm like, y'all, I need a break, but I thank Allah for what I do, brother. I am so grateful to Almighty God Allah for this. And my grandchildren, something that I've always wanted. I've always wanted grandchildren. And I thank Allah for blessing my daughter's wombs to bring in, giving me a granddaughter and 4 grandsons.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 4, yeah. Wait, Celine, Ali, Kahar. Yeah, 4, and Zaire. I got a new grandson. So I that's been my joy, brother. I love children. I love new life. I love it.
Beautiful. Yes, ma'am. And thank you all for your comments. And Sister Kimberly, I want to make sure that we show all of the sponsors of this week,
Okay.
of this month's episode. So we have a quick commercial break for you, Sister Kim. One moment.
Yes,
I
sir.
just want to highlight our commercials and our sponsors of this week's episode. Thank you very much to everyone who has supported the People's Podcast. Street Premiere Media Production. They have a 4K camera, a drone. Thank you for your support. It's always appreciated. My sister Miriam's children's book, ABC I Love Me, and coloring book. It is both of which are on Amazon. Thank you very much, Sister Mimi. My my other sister Naima, Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches children ballet, girls ballet virtually all across the country. Supreme Men's Clothing in St. Louis, Missouri. Thank you, brother, for your support. Make sure y'all reach out to him if you all need some clothes. Brother Ronald, BMW Entertainment. Thank you very much for your event planning all across the country. Raising Black Millionaire, Sister Tia Muhammad. Reach out to her. She has flashcards for young Black children on economic empowerment. Brother Kenneth Muhammad, bow tie maker extraordinaire. He can send bow ties all across the country. Thank you very much, Brother Kenneth, for your support. Our brother from Supreme Team Insurance, Todd X McGraw. Thank you very much for your support. If you need some insurance, reach out to him. Exodus, a new way of life, credit restoration. It means so much that you all, if you need some credit, reach out to our brother Khalik's Boutique. They have amazing shirts. They just had a shirt that went viral the other day. Thank you very much for your support. Brother Chantel Express, if you have refrigerating needs, he ships it all across the country. Our brother Maurice D. Muhammad, he has gold. I'm coming right back to you, Sister Kimberly. Thank you for your patience. Yes, ma'am. Sister Landra El Muhammad and Navy Bean, More Than Bean Pies. Thank you very much. Brother Dr. Henry Carter, he has a franchise of King Henry turkey legs in Atlanta. Thank you very much for your support. Our sister who does home decor, she has amazing products. Thank you very much, sister. Let's continue to support you. Brother Dorsey and Water Way of Life, all the way out in Baltimore, Maryland. Thank you very much. Coming right back to our sister Kimberly. Brother Rashad Muhammad of the E-Team out of Chicago. Thank you very much for your COVID business and keeping everybody safe in this time. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, AbdulSharif.com. Thank you very much, Dad, for your support. Last but not least, my 2 books, No Father, No Excuse, and my coloring book, Cleopatra, all of which are on Amazon. Thank you very much. And we coming right back to you, Sister Kimberly, right now. If you all would like to support, please Cash App the People's Podcast. 1 second. Cash App the People's Podcast. Okay, $sign the People's Podcast if you want your business.
Oh, wow.
All
Beautiful.
right. Praise be to Allah. I'm coming right back to you, Sister Kimberly. Speaking of your becoming a grandmother, how has that impacted you?
Oh, brother. It has brought a lot of new meaning to me and understanding how can I say it? How magnificent Allah is, where I can look and see that through our children, we can live, we can grow, we can continue. And it has allowed me to want to be better, brother.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Example. Even though with my children, some things I failed at, and it happens, but I want to be better for my grandchildren. I understand why that word is so important. I want to be a good grandmother. I want to be, it has changed me. It just has opened my eyes to a lot of new things, brother. It's just, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. So it has, that's really all I can say. It's just has changed me, my way of thinking. It's just making me want to do, really to be better for them.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, ma'am. And what advice would you give to future mothers?
Brother, I'm gonna be honest. Having 7 children, 5 daughters and 2 sons.
Yes, ma'am.
We have to become better listeners. And we have to stop judging. And I say that because I have tried to put in my mind that they do not belong to me. They are not mine. Yes, Allah used my womb to bring them forth by his permission, but they're not mine. And mothers, we have to be very, very mindful and very careful in how we train and how we teach our children. It is our responsibility as a mother to protect our children, to teach them, to train them for life. We are going to be held accountable for that, I believe. And we have to teach them who the God is. You have to teach them who the God is. That's our,
yes, ma'am.
Our duty as parents. So I want us to become better listeners. We may not want to hear everything that they're going to tell us, but at least they're coming to us. And also, we have to understand that it takes a try. Something I say may not reach my children. Something someone else may say, and it's okay. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up all the time just because you don't have the answers, but find the answers. Sometimes my children would know, Mom, well, this, and I'm like, I sit quiet. I won't say anything. Well, Mom, why won't you say something? Because I don't know what to say right now. I have to be honest with you. I don't know what to tell you right now. But guess what? They know what Sister Kim or what Grandma or Mommy's going to do. I'm going to my prayer rug. Allah, what should I do? What do I do? I go to the higher power.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We have to be honest, brother. I don't have the answers all the time. I'm not going to front. I don't. And I tell my children that. I tell them, Mommy don't know. So sisters, mothers, we have to be patient with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves, and we have to listen to our children, but we have to get our children prepared. Our children should be our top priority. I chose not to send my children to public school. That was my choice. That was Sister Kimberly's choice. And I chose to teach them myself. I taught and trained my daughters. Everything I learned in MGT class, I brought home to my children. I taught them how to bathe, how to wash their hair, how to be independent, how to do things for themselves. So we are the first teachers. That's just a task we have to accept, but be patient with yourself, but seek knowledge and learning how to do it so that we can teach our children.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. And thank you all. My sister Miriam sends her greetings. Sister Rhonda says, awesome. Sister Rashida Long says, thank you. Praise be to Allah. Sister Kimberly, what do you do for fun?
Oh, brother, right now, you know, of course we don't go anywhere, but I love happy planning. I love to happy plan it. I love to journal. I love to dance. If you know my children,
okay.
We turn on some music. I ain't no shame to my game. I love to dance. So I enjoy dance. I enjoy bike riding with my husband. That's something I really enjoy. I like hiking. So I love roller coasters. It's a lot of things. I just love to laugh. I love life. That's just Sister Kimberly. I love going to the park with the children. I love the dojo, which I miss. Brother, I'm telling you, I love being in that dojo. Brother Ricky St. Louis, he'll tell you my showdown. I love being in that dojo. I miss it. I miss it so much. But that's something that brought me joy, just getting ready to go to my class. And, you know, I don't know. I've always wanted to, as a young girl, I've always loved martial arts. It was something I just loved it. And it's just so funny how now I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do as a young girl. I'm still a young girl. Hey.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, beautiful. Sister Kimberly, I have a question. I'm a fan of music, so I have albums behind me that I like, are my favorite albums from all time. What album would you choose to represent you, or what would you say is your favorite album of all time?
Oh, brother. Thriller.
Thriller?
Yes, Thriller. Let me tell you, I love Michael Jackson.
Yes, ma'am.
Jackson. My sister introduced me as 6 years old. She was playing the record. My mother would let her play records. And I heard him, it was Got to Be There. And I was like, oh my God, I remember this. But when I finally seen him, my mother said, Kim, that's Michael Jackson. I said, he's not a little boy. He was a teen, so I didn't know that he was older than me. I thought, you know, but Thriller, I say Thriller because Thriller takes me back to my childhood life. And it brought, I did Beat It in a talent show. And that moment, I studied Michael Jackson moves. I studied that video. I studied that. And the reason I said it because I wanted that album so bad. I worked so hard. I did everything around the house. I ate my mother a quarter here. I didn't care. Give me a penny. I don't care. I'm getting that album. So I worked so hard. And when I got it, I was so happy and so pleased. So that showed me when you want something bad enough, you can get it. So Thriller is my favorite. So yes, that's Thriller. I love Thriller.
Okay, beautiful. I have Off the Wall behind me because I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. Yes, ma'am. Yesterday was his birthday, so long live the king.
You know, I know.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sister, and I want to thank you for your sacrifice on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience, and thank your family for their sacrifice as well. Because every time you sacrifice, I'm sure your husband has to sacrifice, and your children and your grandchildren. What do you want your legacy to be, Sister Kimberly?
Brother, I'm gonna be honest. At first, I said, you know, I don't know. I really, I didn't know. But then when I thought about it, Brother Joshua, I said, I was in the store one day and a brother walked up to me and he said, Sister Kimberly, And I looked, I said, I didn't recognize him. Told me his name. I said, oh my God, it was a student that I homeschooled.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Kimberly, who's the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. And I said, wow, out of everything, that brother remembered that. That brother remembered that. So I said, wow, if I can leave on the hearts of students, of my children, the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and that they are the original man, that they are the best, and that they are capable. If I can do that, praise be to Allah. If people can remember me from that, praise be to Allah. I just want to be a good servant. I want to be found doing the work of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad under our divine, beautiful minister, Minister Farrakhan. If I can be remembered for that, that would do my heart justice. That would, if my children can remember that their mother strived to be a good Muslim, that I put in them the life, which is the teachings. That would do my heart. But I wouldn't know, but I'm just saying, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
That's something that would bring joy to me, and to that would know that I would live on through them, because this is my life. I have nothing else. I can't, Brother Joshua, I can't go back to that's death. So I thank Allah that He's allowed me to know Him. He's allowed me to know the Jesus in our midst. Brother, I can say that with strength.
Yes, ma'am.
Of us, we say that I believe. See, it's one thing to believe, but it's another to know. See, knowing is facts. You can prove it. I can prove that He is who He is. I can prove that He is the Jesus. I ain't looking for no Jesus anymore. He is here, because I was the walking dead. I was the walking dead.
Yes, ma'am.
I was blind. I was dead. I couldn't speak, brother. Those who I couldn't speak. What was I going to say? What so now I can say that, and I thank Allah.
Beautiful.
I'm free. Almost free. Almost free.
Yes, ma'am. Beautiful. Okay, my sister Naima says all praise to Allah. Sister Letitia D. Barnes says, go ahead, Sister Kim. Your daughter Salima says, yes, ma'am. That's so beautiful, Mom. She's such a mother's girl. Sister Letitia D. Barnes says, yes. Brother Jamal says, MGT with the 100. Thank you. People saying she loves Michael Jackson. Sister Amita said, you're happy planning and all of that. I want to thank you, Sister Kimberly, for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on the People's Podcast and give us some information as well as some inspiration on this Sunday afternoon. This means so much to me and my family, for we love you and we love your family, and we want, I pray for you to keep winning, your children to win, your grandchildren to win. Anything that we can, what's the website, or how can people reach out to you about your school?
It's on my page, Kimberly MGT. It's on my page. I upload some, and brother, this is the first time I ever advertised. I've never advertised, but I wanted to offer to so many was talking about that they wasn't sending their children back to school. So I said, well, I will offer this, so this is the first time, like I said, that I even bothered to advertise. But I also, if they're interested, they can go to my page, Kimberly MGT, on Facebook. And I please, brother, give your mother, your father my love and the greetings, and give everybody my love. And I'm very humble that you even, because when Salima, I said, I don't know. I mean, but I'm humble me, and I was nervous, but thank you for trusting and wanting to speak with me. And I pray that Allah bless all of us through this. And I just want to say that let's let's be found being obedient to the man of God.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
our salvation, you know. And please, just anyone that's interested in the school, I'm here. I want to do whatever I can to serve and to help our children continue to move on with a good education. And also, if I may, brother, please,
Yes, ma'am.
if you want an education for your child to go and be a slave, I'm not the one. I'm not
Mm.
the one. I want to train and teach our children how to work for themselves, how to take their education and use it in the best manner. I follow whatever the minister, that's who I follow. I can't do this by myself.
Yes, ma'am.
It's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
it's not. So please, if it's just test scores and I want my child to, I'm not the one. I'm not making slaves. I'm not here to help our children become slaves. So maybe I could have worded better. I don't know, but that's
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And
yes.
what grades does your school go up to?
Well, actually, I'm stopping at 8th grade level. I used to go up to high school level. My son, I have two high schoolers that I'm
Okay.
finishing up with, but it's harder now. I'm going to be honest.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a daughter, Khalida, who, thank Allah, she has a bachelor in English, who's been helping me. But at this moment, I'm just working with the high schoolers that I have right now, because I don't want to cheat anyone out of what they can get. So, and I'm hoping and praying that I can work with Brother Shaheed with the math doctor. I love Brother
Yes, ma'am.
Shaheed. Brother Shaheed. So his videos has helped Sister Kim a lot. I learned trigonometry. Brother Shaheed taught me trigonometry.
Praise be to God.
I'm not sure.
Yes, ma'am.
With the children, so we learned that together. So but I don't do grade levels. Let me clarify that. I do level of achievements.
Mm.
So, and that means if your child is 7 years old and they can do algebra, I'm gonna give them algebra. I
Yes,
don't
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
children. So we do level of achievement. And I have named Sunshine, In the Mist, Roaring Thunder, Out of This World, Universal Thinker. So I let them work on how high do you want to go? How far do you want to go?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we do level. The youngest student I have is 3.
Mm.
So 3. So
Praise be
hey,
to God.
come on.
Yes, ma'am. And we're gonna absolutely send it to your way. I'm gonna upload this, put this on YouTube, and share on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram as well. And I'm gonna text. I'm gonna make sure I send you the video that I interviewed, Uncle Benny, because that was one of my favorite interviews of all time.
I
So I'm gonna make sure I
seen
send.
it. I got it.
Oh, you already
I
saw. You
got
already
it.
saw. Okay, you already saw. You already
Yes.
saw. Okay, okay.
Yes, I seen it. Uncle Benny, I mean, what can you say? He's a beautiful brother, and he's a open book. He's very honest.
Yes, ma'am.
That was a beautiful interview, brother.
Praise be to
Love
God.
it. It was beautiful.
Excellent. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you all for
Thank
watching.
you.
May Allah continue to bless you. Assalamu
Thank
alaikum.
you. Wa alaikum salam.